With the Major League Baseball 2022 season just around the corner, we begin to look at the state of each franchise. And today, we begin with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Let's get into it. What's going on, baseball fans? Jeremy Laracuente here for the Baseball Banter Broadcast. And as I said in the open, today we will begin looking at each and every franchise across Major League Baseball. Today we begin with one of the World Series favorites, the Los Angeles Dodgers. So we look at some of the biggest acquisitions that they have made this offseason. Obviously, first and foremost, we have to begin with Freddy Freeman. Freddy Freeman is a franchise-changing superstar in this game. And I think that when you look at what he provides this Dodgers team with, this is another consistent threat throughout this lineup. The Dodgers are going to have one of the best offenses in Major League Baseball. We'll get to that more in a moment. But the acquisition of Freddy Freeman serves all purposes of this team. Offensively, defensively, leadership in the clubhouse, and a guy that you can go to and count on each and every single time. The Dodgers would also bring back Clayton Kershaw and Chris Taylor, two key pivotal pieces for them to be able to be a championship caliber team in 2022. Now, as we look at the X factor for this team, obviously it is Freddy Freeman. Freeman is going to provide this team with, like I said, leadership in the clubhouse as well as a dominant presence in that lineup. You're also going to have a guy who is capable of elevating the infield defense around him. I think that when you look at what this Dodgers team is going to be in 2022, it's going to rest on the bat of Freddy Freeman because he is the most prominent name in that lineup. Even though you have guys like Mookie Betts, Cody Bellinger, who's struggling right now, but I think we'll get a bounce back going into the regular season. Now, some of the other news and notes around this team is Dave Roberts, the manager of the Dodgers, has received an extension, keeping him with the Dodgers for another 3 seasons. Roberts would also make the bold claim that the Dodgers are going to win the World Series in 2022. But I'll have a bold claim of my own in just a moment. When we look at the state of the pitching staff for the Los Angeles Dodgers, I would grade this as a B+ staff. Now, the reason that it's going to have that type of grading for me is that I think that while they have very strong presence at the top of this rotation in Walker Buehler, there's going to be question marks behind that. Clayton Kershaw, how much does he have left? Andrew Heaney, what are you actually going to get out of him? Although I think you're going to get a better sighting of Heaney as compared to what you saw with him in the New York Yankees. I think there's an opportunity here that they're going to be a better team overall, but there's going to be questions for me in that rotation and in that bullpen. The loss of Kenley Jansen to me is going to play very, very large for this team, but I think that they're going to have more than enough to be able to attack at full force. Now, as we look at the state of the offense, I've already made it clear this is going to be one of the greatest offenses in Major League Baseball in 2022. The ability for them to be able to plug and play guys who have speed, guys who have power, guys who attack the ball, guys who are on-base machines. This is going to be a team that is littered throughout the lineup with all-star, superstar caliber players. Being able to kind of mix and match with guys like Trey Turner and Mookie Betts being right-handed bats, Freddie Freeman, Max Muncy, and Cody Bellinger, who I believe will rebound this season as left-handed bats in this lineup. Not to mention the guys that they have filling in role spots. Justin Turner is now a role player on this team, which is hard to believe. Chris Taylor that I mentioned before. This is going to be an absolutely powerhouse franchise in 2022. So what is the state of the franchise for the Los Angeles Dodgers? They are obviously postseason bound. Not to mention that this is an A+ franchise in the fact that they are willing to go out and go after the players that they feel will make this team better. There's no doubt and no hesitation on their part, no matter in season or off season. This is a team that is going to go after it each and every single year to try to better themselves and get back to winning the World Series. Now, the bold prediction, as I alluded to earlier, is going to contrast that of Dave Roberts. Dave Roberts would make the claim that the Dodgers are going to win the World Series in 2022. My bold claim is that they will not make it to the World Series. But I want to hear from you guys. Let me know your feelings on this down in the comment section below. What are your feelings on the state of the franchise for the Los Angeles Dodgers? Where do they rank in your mind? I already had them listed in my predicted rankings as the number 1 team coming out of the National League West division. But I want to hear, where do you think they fall into? Obviously, the controversy will surround my bold prediction that they won't make the World Series. But that does not diminish the fact that this is an absolutely monster powerhouse franchise and could very easily make that bold prediction a false claim. But again, I want to hear from you guys. Let me know your feelings on this down in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on the Dodgers? Get into that conversation with me down in the comments or over on Twitter by finding me at JLaracuente19. As always, keep it locked into the entire GLMG family with We Sibs, the Granny Geek Show, and of course here on the Baseball Banter Broadcast. For sticking around to the end, head over to baseballbanterbroadcast.com, our merchandise shop. Use the promo code BANTER to save 5% off your order. Keep it locked in as we continue to go through the state of each and every franchise by hitting that subscribe button. I will catch you guys with the latest news, notes, and my personal thoughts, theories, and opinions on the game of Major League Baseball. Peace.